Okay, here we are with the third of four Batman Forever DC Multiverse figures. Man, I really should have done Two-Face second. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, we got Two-Face here. Tommy Lee Jones. You can see his card is kind of crooked in the package. So hopefully it didn't get damaged or anything. Got the Nightmare Bat, the wing behind him. There's the cross-cell artwork of the figures. There we go. The instructions on how to put together the bat, which I've not really been following because I do my own thing as far as that's concerned. We've already been over the boxes on these, so I'm not going to bother to talk too much about the box on Two-Face. Oh, yeah, first, I did have a few figures to compare them to. Now, I don't have a loose example of this one handy, but this is the basic Kenner Batman Forever Two-Face, and I want you to notice he has brown hair. And here is the one from the 2-pack, and you notice they gave him black hair. So I don't know why one has brown hair and the other one has black hair. Really, they should both have black hair because Tommy Lee Jones had black hair in the movie. But that nice artwork on there. I haven't opened him yet, but enough people say to open him in the comments. I might go ahead and open him, doing an unboxing video for this guy. Who knows? So I got him because he was a cheap get on eBay. I only paid like $10 for that. So yeah, it's a really nice figure. This was probably my favorite figure that they did in the entire Kenner Batman Forever line. So we're gonna set him aside. Oh yeah, one other thing I want to point out that they got different on this one versus the the movie is if you notice his lapels, you notice they both have the same cut to them. Whereas in this figure, we'll notice when we open him up that he actually has different lapels. And also, this one has one thing in common with the Kenner figure that's different from the movie figure is that this actually isn't supposed to be a white lapel in the movie. It's actually kind of like this, got like this holographic foil kind of printing on it. Kind of interesting. But, you know, it's probably cheaper just to make it white. So, oh well. I don't really even mind it being white on the Mcfarlane figure here, just because then I can kind of look at it as being an homage to the Kenner figure. There he is. We can get a little bit of a better look at him now that he's out of the box. He does not come with a gun, but I went and dug this out of my box with my G.I. Joe classified in here. Got one of these gold Action Force Desert Eagles. I think it's going to look really good with him. It's about as ostentatious as I'd expect Harvey's gun to be. So we got a couple of extra hands here. We have an extra gripping hand with a trigger for the gun that Harvey does not come with. His hands look kind of small. Harvey Tiny Hands. What was the nickname you had for me in Internal Affairs? Harvey Tiny Hands. Yeah, and then a solid fist for the gloved left hand. So, any of you guys see the Cape Crusader series on Amazon? I did enjoy that quite a bit, but I was kind of irritated that like they when they redesigned their design of Harvey on that, which for the most part I thought was not bad, but it really got on my nerves that they moved the scar over to the right side of his face, whereas usually it's on the left side of his face. And not to get too spoilery about it, I think I know why they did it as far as like a storytelling reason, like a character reason, but it wasn't worth it. They should have kept the scar on the left hand side. I'm sorry. Oh well. Too late to do anything about it now, huh? So he's got rubber tabs in all the usual spots around each of these ankles, around the double rubber tab around the torso, which has pressed into his jacket. So he's got like a nice line across the lapels of his jacket there. Thanks, Mcfarlane. And then deep down in that right elbow. So now that I have all the tabs, I can pull them out of their incomplete silence because that doesn't make any noise now. At least that's what I was told. And there we have Two-Face out of the package, and it's already in a pretty cool pose. Got to kind of adjust this hand a little bit so that he's flipping the coin at a more level, I don't know. But man, that's probably the coolest thing about this figure is that coin flipping hand. That's pretty impressive. All right, so we got some more stuff here on this. Obviously, we got the trading card, which I'd already mentioned. And thankfully, it seems like it did not get glued underneath the bubble. So that came out just fine. It's just the bubble was a little loose there, and that's what caused it to be crooked. I'm not going to read the trading card because it's going to have the same thing on the back as the other ones. Yep, same thing on the back as the other ones. So we're not going to bother to read it. Lazy. Am I saying I'm lazy for not reading it? A little bit, but also more so, it was lazy of Mcfarlane to just use the same copy on all of these trading cards instead of giving them each individual bios. I do not approve of that. Very disappointed in Mcfarlane for doing that. As nice as these figures are, they deserve to have their own bios. So we got the standard Mcfarlane DC Multiverse matte black stand with a glossy black DC logo embossed onto it. And I've already looked at the accessories, so let's look at the figure itself. All right, so here we go. Got an excellent likeness of Tommy Lee Jones. Now, when I first seen the publicity shots for these figures, I was kind of worried about it because it looked like the hairline was a little bit low on the forehead. So I was hoping they'd fix that before the figure actually went into production, and they did. So the hairline is in the proper spot. He's got the fuchsia sort of makeup over on this side. It does have like a slightly darker wash over it to bring out some of those details, but I'm not sure how well that's coming across on the screen there. And he's got purple hair with darker purple wash over it. The eyes are painted in nicely, although he's so squinty, all you can really see in this one is like the black eyelashes and a little bit of a white dot from like the glint reflecting in his eye. And the unscarred side of Harvey is an excellent likeness of Tommy Lee Jones. So he's got a suit that, much like Two-Face usually has, a split down the middle. And in the movie, as we can see, on one side it's a conservative black suit with a red tie, like you would expect a district attorney to wear, and over on this side it's this crazy tiger stripe print with a completely different animal print on the lapels and the flaps of the pockets. So red tie on one side, yellow tie on the other side, yellow tie and a yellow shirt, both of which have animal printing on there. But again, it's two completely different shades of yellow and two completely different types of animal print. So he's just got a lot going on this other side of him. And, I have to imagine that's on purpose. He's supposed to have like a little bit of a clash going on as far as a lot of stumbling around here. I'm sorry. But it's purposely supposed to clash. Like, it's supposed to be chaotic, a glorious flood of chaos. So I look at his shoes, and I notice that his shoes both look like they're the same exact shoe, which really shouldn't be. He's supposed to have, as we can see on the Kenner figure, he's got one just kind of business dress shoe loafer kind of thing, and the other one is a steel-toed boot. And like in the Kenner version, I guess because they couldn't bring like as much detail to it as Mcfarlane later on could, so kind of like Kenner here worked with what they had, and Mcfarlane I think could have done a bit more. I'll get into that in a second, but The Kenner one, like this is more of a loafer, and this one's got laces on it. This one's got like a much you can see that it's got like a much thinner heel than the boot, and then they even painted in the silver toe on there, and you can even see that they did that on the even through the package. You can see they did that on the regular Two-Face figure as well. Yeah, this was the one that came in the pack. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't remember. That's the one that came in the 2-pack with the Riddler. So that's what's up with that. All right. So I think what happened, and I don't know for certain because I don't have that figure, but what I suspect happened is, and if I had it to compare, I could tell you, maybe somebody out there has the figure, has both of these figures, and they can tell me. Leave a comment down below if that applies to you. Is I suspect what happened is they probably reused some of the parts from the Dark Knight Two-Face figure. So probably reused the pants legs and maybe one of these sleeves. So I suspect they just had the dress shoes on both and probably didn't even think to do anything different with them. But would it have killed you to at least paint in the silver on the toe? Because that probably would have distracted me. That was the thing that I noticed. That was the thing that clued me in. So, you know, and full disclosure, when I did my custom, I neglected to do that myself on the 12-inch figure. That there's a short of it on this very platform. If you want to check that out. But anyway, so so yeah, I really like this extra hand with the coin flipping. Like I was geeking out over that earlier. That's really cool. Let's go ahead and talk about his articulation. So Two-Face can look up about that far. He can look down about that far. So much better range of motion for looking down than looking up, I must say. He can tilt his head kind of quizzically from side to side, turn the head all the way around, move the head around really any which way you want, because, you know, it's on that one of those cool ball joints there. He does not seem to have, no, he does have a butterfly joint. It's just underneath the jacket. And it's not going to hold very well because the jacket's kind of rubbery, so it's going to push it back into place. But it is there. He can move his arms up about that far, which is pretty good for a character that's wearing a suit, I think. He does have bicep swivels, so the bicep rotates all the way around. And, of course, the shoulder rotates all the way around. Kind of skipped over that. He's got double jointed elbows. So that's about the range of motion we get at the elbows. The wrists are on one of those cool Mcfarlane ball joints, so you can move that around really any which way you want. You saw me kind of playing around with that a little bit earlier with the coin flipping hand, which again I really like, and I'm going to keep talking about that. Since he does have this suit jacket, that's going to kind of hinder the range of motion for the chest and the legs. It looks like he can move his legs up about that far. He does have some torso articulation under here, but there's only going to be so much you can do with it because of the suit jacket. But, you know, that's the kind of thing where, you know, it's give and take as far as that goes. It does look like there's a different texture on the pants than there is on either side of the suit jacket. So that kind of leads me back to that whole thing of, like, did they reuse the pants from the earlier Two-Face figure that I don't have? So I'm really curious about that. I was never able to get any of those Dark Knight figures, by the way, and I did want them. But I never saw them for pre-order anywhere. And I guess when they showed up in the store, they all sold out really quick. The only one I saw was the Jokerized version of the Scarecrow. And I hate Jokerized figures, so I didn't buy that. All right, so let's not an accessory that came with the figure, but an accessory I'm going to give to this figure is let's go ahead and put this gold Desert Eagle into his hand. Now, this is not really a gun that Harvey used in the movie, but I do think it fits the character pretty well. It looks pretty sharp in his hand. It does seem ostentatious enough that this guy would have it. So, but I'm going to go ahead and take that hand off and put the fist hand on, because when I take the shot for the thumbnail, I'm not going to have that weapon in there. I don't want people to see the video and think, see the thumbnail for the video and think that he comes with that gun, because he doesn't. And it looks like they didn't paint in the the glove at the palm of the hand for some reason, so that's kind of strange. But other than that, pretty impressive action figure. I'm really digging it. And like I said, I haven't had any figure of Two-Face in this line so far, and he's one of my favorite villains, so of course I want to have one. But yeah, look at that. See, like they've got like almost like in a comic book where you have that kind of multi-image effect when something's moving really fast. So they basically sculpted like 3 coins onto this hand, so it gives it the illusion that it's flipping. It's so cool. I like that a lot. So that's pretty much it for Two-Face. Oh yeah, we got to do the wing for the Nightmare Bat, don't we? So let me go ahead and grab him. All right. So where did I put that wing? There it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop that in there. And man, the wingspan is something else on this thing. There we go. Popped in nice and easy. And ooh, I gotta try to fit the whole thing on the screen there. Man, this is really cool. I do wish, though, again, that they hadn't put this big hole in the middle of his chest. I was almost kind of thinking when I looked at it, it's like I could maybe get another figure that like had some torn, like a werewolf figure or something, maybe like an extra NECA Wolfman if I could get one for a good price and just put the lower half of his body onto one of these if I had an extra one. But I don't know if I want to bother because he's got that big hole in the middle and I have to try to fill that in somehow. But this would make a really cool man bat figure, is what I was thinking. If you had like more humanoid legs on it, not these tiny little bat legs, almost vestigial. But he's gonna look really cool once I get that head on there, which I'm going to do tomorrow. I will be back with Batman himself, Val Kilmer, and Mr. Nick Rivers, and go ahead and put that one together because that figure is, how do you say, indispensable? Indispensable. That's what I thought. If you haven't seen Top Secret, you should see that movie. It's a great movie. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for Two-Face. Good old Harvey Dent, bad old Harvey Dent, big bad Harv. So that's I'm gonna bring this one to a close. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about this figure and the character of Two-Face in general. Go ahead and get both sides on there. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.